Hello, my friends. My name is Ryan Freeman. Welcome to my life. So yes, I got a haircut. Now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about what I've been up to. Okay, why did I cut my hair? I don't want to make this about appearance. That would be a little vain, but I'll just say that 7 years of having long hair was a very long time. I loved it. I really liked it, even when other people didn't like it. Some people loved it, like at the Renaissance Fair, I got a lot of compliments, but for the most part, I got a lot of pressure to cut my hair by a lot of people. And I was always resistant to that until the last couple months. I just sort of had my own feeling like, I'm kind of done with long hair. 7 years, let's go back to short. I didn't know what hairstyle I would get, so I found a highly rated barbershop that I thought there would be some professionals. Met this wonderful young woman named Rana. She's only been cutting hair 2 years, but I trusted her with my hair, and this is how it came out. This is with no pomade. This is just El Natural. So I loved it, man. I was extraordinarily nervous, very nervous getting my hair cut because I've been a long hair guy for a long time. Was I going to lose my powers like Samson in the Bible? But, you know, a lot of times when I'm afraid of something, I'm also excited about something. Nerves and excitement, it's like the same energy. So I knew that that part of me really wanted it, and I got it done. Some of my coworkers sort of pushed me to do it. Just joking. But no, with their help, making the appointment and all of that, and I am very happy I did. Today, when I woke up this morning, I didn't have to spend 15 minutes blow drying my hair. My hair just dried of itself, just a little towel, and I didn't have to brush it. I just, with my fingers, whipped it over, and I was ready to go. Now, I could use pomade, which the stylist did in the photo that I'm putting up right here. But yeah, so I got my haircut. Vanity reflection over. So my week this week has been really a very interesting week. On Tuesday, I ended up going to take my scooter driving test. That's right. Taiwan is one of the most scooter-centric countries in the world. Maybe number one. I think it might have the most scooters per like square kilometer than any other country. There are scooters everywhere. And I've been riding a bicycle. I rode the public bicycles in Taiwan, and then I got my own bicycle here. Yeah, but I'm ready to level up in my local Taiwan life. I want to become more like a native. Not really, but sort of, yeah, actually. I do want the for real Taiwanese experience, and I feel that getting a scooter was the natural thing to do. Plus, it looks fun. Plus, there are a lot of day trips and places I would like to go where having a scooter would make that a possibility or would make it much easier. Taiwan is a country you don't need a scooter. There's enough public transportation, enough public bicycles. There's Uber, so you really don't need a scooter. But having a scooter does make your life a lot more convenient. So I decided to get my scooter license. You do need an ARC valid for more than 6 months. That's why I didn't get it a long time ago. I was waiting for my new ARC card. That is your, sort of like your green card in America. I was waiting for that to come. And when I got it, I signed up for the test, and I should have prepared. I should have, normally you'll memorize a lot of the written questions. You get 50 questions on the test out of a possibility of like 1,000 questions, and you can go online and try to memorize as much as possible. You have to memorize the Taiwanese signs, the police signals, all sorts of different stuff, right? Lots of true and false, multiple choice, diagrams, and I printed off the study material that was in English, and I really procrastinated. I'm a huge procrastinator. And I was really thinking that I might not take this test because I was not prepared. But just like 3 days before, I really started hitting that study material hard, like as much as possible. I was just going to say, look, I'm probably not going to pass it because I haven't really put in as much work as I should, but let's give it a go. And I found that, and you'll probably find as well, that a lot of the questions are actually common sense. Like when the police give you a citation, they are trying to harass you, or they're actually just doing their job to ensure traffic safety. A lot of the questions are just common sense. And I'm a pretty good test taker. So I was not sure if I would pass. But after you pass the written test, then there's the driving test. And the driving test is very interesting. There's like a little course where the most dreaded part for a lot of people is this. You have to drive this. I'm not sure what the distance is. It's like 10 meters or something like that. And you have to do it in over 7 seconds. And you have to go within a very narrow line. And if you cross the line, the buzzer will go off and you'll get docked like 32 points. I'm not even sure how many points the test is worth. So this is the first part. You have to go through this narrow line, and then you have to like do the turn signals and check your mirrors, and then they have like fake lights or like simulated lights. It's like a mini course that doesn't really take that long, but you have to really kind of not make any huge mistakes. Like don't put your feet on the ground when you're not supposed to put your feet on the ground. Make sure you use your signals. Make sure you stop at this light. Like there's like a little train noise that comes, and they got the train tracks flashing, and you got to stop where you need to stop. So you just basically need to watch YouTube a few times, go down to the test course, watch other people do it, and you can actually, this is really cool, you can actually practice. If you take your own scooter, you can practice on the course where you will take the driving test. And you can do the whole thing until you feel confident, and you'll see people doing it all the time, just like old people, young people trying to get past their scooter test, going through the obstacle course. Some people got it, and some people don't. I was watching these people practice while I was waiting to take my test because I passed the written test. Okay, so I went to the test, even though I was feeling like, oh, okay. So I did not have my own scooter, so I could not take it to go and practice days ahead. Sorry if this sounds confusing. Most people will take their own scooter, even without a license, drive it down to the course, or they'll go with their parent or whatever and practice days ahead. I did not have that option. But I had a friend, a coworker of mine, who agreed to use another coworker scooter to help guide me in something similar at our school. So I did that for a couple hours last Sunday. And so I had a little experience. Now, then I go and I take my written test, and I passed it by the skin of my teeth. I got an 88. I think you need an 85 and above to pass. Don't quote me on that. But I really lucked out because before you take the written test, you have to watch like this 2-hour video where they show you how dangerous riding a scooter is, because it is obviously, like riding a motorcycle, which it is considered a motorcycle. I mean, you don't have those walls protecting you, and the aggressive driving habits of a lot of other scooters and a lot of cars and a lot of stupid drivers. I mean, they show you videos of just horrific accidents, which I think is a good thing. Because I plan to be a very safe driver after watching some of those. Not only to protect myself, but to protect other people. I mean, it really did sort of shock me in a good way. But they also had, during this 2-hour thing, like doctors talking in Chinese about the stuff. And I couldn't pay attention to it because I don't know enough Chinese. So I started taking some of the practice tests. You can take practice online tests. And I got some of those questions were on the real test. And so it was very fortuitous that I took those practice tests during those 2 hours because I got some of those answers directly from that practice test. That I got wrong on the practice test, that I learned in the practice test, the right one, and then I answered correctly when I took the test. So passed the written test, and I felt already accomplished because I wasn't really confident that I would pass it. And then I have the driving test. Now, you can rent a scooter there for 30 Taiwanese dollars. That's $1, but you can't practice. You can only use it for the test. So all I could do is watch for about 20 minutes, other people doing their practice loops. Then when our group goes to do the test, there's like 15 of us. The guy's like, oh man, you're gonna rent a scooter? I'm the only one doing that. The only one who couldn't understand Chinese as he's explaining the course. He's like, here, I'll let you use the scooter right now and you can just like cruise around the parking lot and practice. Well, the scooter he lent me was very different than the scooter I practiced with the previous Sunday. The scooter I practiced with last Sunday was a motorized scooter, sort of your typical scooter that uses oil and gasoline. The scooter he lent me was an electric scooter called a Gogoro. The Gogoro was much better at turns, much easier to control on turns, but it was a lot harder for me for whatever reason to balance the 7 seconds. I was just not feeling confident going into this course, especially about those first dreaded 7 seconds, which I did pretty damn good last Sunday on the motorized scooter. So anyways, he's like, you're the last one for the day, so just practice in the parking lot. I practice in the parking lot for a while, and then I go to do the course. I'm the last person. He's like, go, and I immediately fail. Bing, bing, bing. I went right over the line. I went too slow because you cannot go too fast. Can't go too fast, can't go too slow. So I was like, do it again. So I did it again, and I was like, Ryan, I got angry with myself, like a demon possessed. I'm like, you better pass it. And I just tensed up and I went, you're gonna get it. And I got it. I did it. I passed. He's like, pass. And then I went in and got my driver's license, which I will show you right here. I have now a Taiwanese driver's license. Scooter's driver's license. Here it is. Boom, 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 boom. So now I can legally drive a scooter. One thing that you will find out, which you might think is very odd, is that there are a lot of people driving scooters without a driver's license here in Taiwan. Like one of the guys at jiu-jitsu, he rides like a little motorcycle, 150cc. And it's like a cool motorcycle, and he looks professional, or just he looks, like he knows what he's doing. And he's got no driver's license. He's scared that he was not going to pass the test. There's a lot of people who do that. And I think locals as well. The police are pretty chill here, guys. I don't know what will happen if he got picked up, but the rules are pretty relaxed in Taiwan. For the most part, police are much chiller than in America. And I'm not recommending that you do that because obviously I decided I'm going to get my license before I start riding around. I want to know the rules. And I don't like getting in trouble, even though, I have a history of sometimes getting in trouble. So, yeah. So then we have exam week, midterm exams. If you are a potential teacher in Taiwan, this is really good news, is that like 2 times a semester, you will have exams. And those usually take 2.5 days. They start in the afternoon on Wednesday, and they take all day Thursday and Friday. That's a typical schedule. Your school may vary. And during that time, the local teachers are very busy observing exams, getting documents, paperwork. It's a very tense time. Students are tense. The school is quiet. But you have no classes. So what the hell am I going to do? So today, I decided I don't want to be bored. I'm going to go hiking. And which I just disappeared from my office and went on a 2-hour hike up a mountain known as Choshan, also known as Monkey Mountain. Monkey Mountain, it's a part of a Shoshan, maybe? Choshan? There's a couple different names for it, I believe. It's a little national park right behind my high school. I mean, literally, you leave my high school and you're at a hiking trail and you're walking through forest. It's full of these banyan trees. These very interesting trees that, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, banyan, I don't know. Really crazy trees. They've got like multiple trunks because the land of Monkey Mountain It's made of limestone coral, sea coral, because Taiwan raised up from the ocean. Proof that Taiwan came from the ocean. And so it's really like hostile ground for trees to grow. So these banyan trees, the very strong trees, they like have these special roots that excrete acid, which helps them to dig themselves into this limestone coral. And in case one trunk dies, it has another trunk. I'll show you this video of this amazing tree that I saw. And I've learned all of this along the hiking trail. The hiking trail is very well labeled with very good Chinese and English information panels, trail signs. Hard to get lost, although I guess a few people do die every year there, getting lost. But the coolest part of Monkey Mountain is obviously the monkeys. And if you go there, you're pretty much guaranteed to see monkeys. There are monkeys monkeying around. And the sign says monkeys have about the intelligence of a 3-year-old. Be careful with your food. That's the number one thing. If you talk to Taiwanese about monkeys, they'll always say they are very aggressive, so do not have any plastic bags around because the monkeys think there's food in there and they'll grab it. And also do not stare at the monkeys. And there will be information panels that will say, do not stare at monkeys, because they might take it as a challenge. These monkeys, they are, I read in the information panel, they come from an Indian monkey that was in mainland China, and it migrated to Taiwan like over 10,000 years ago. And it is a really special monkey. It's evolved or turned into this really special monkey that is like a Taiwanese monkey. Like, I saw another name for it, like the Japanese something, but anyways, these Taiwanese monkeys are really cool. They are about yay big, about the size of a small dog. Bigger than a small dog, but smaller than a medium dog, if that makes any sense. And I've seen them at night. I mean, they'll come into the city where I live. I live in Gushan of Kaohsiung, which is right next to Monkey Mountain. They will just like, I've seen one, just like walk across the street on my way to jiu-jitsu and just climb up a building, an apartment building. I don't know. They're looking for food. I saw 4 walk across the basketball court at my school, but they primarily do live in this mountain. They want food, and I believe because they have no natural predators and they are protected, that, you know, there's a lot of them now. But they've been here for a very long time as well. So I find monkeys amazing. I find hiking amazing. I find it amazing that during my work day, while I'm, I think, getting paid, I just go out hiking and go check out some monkeys. So that was fun. And then as I'm coming back, there's all these temples. There's like several temples and shrines right at the foot of this mountain, like right between my school and the mountain. And I just hear this chanting. So I went and like, what's going on? And I didn't really go into the temple, but I thought I would just listen to some of it. You can hear it. Yeah, so school has been very interesting. There's a lot of stuff I could talk about, like work-wise. Classes have been going great. I've got a great job. I've got amazing coworkers, and I feel very blessed to be here in Kaohsiung. And thank you guys for watching this channel. If you have any questions or any video requests that you would like me to talk about any subject, write it down in the comments down below. Sorry to talk about my hair and to play with it, but it's sort of big. It just happened yesterday. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful weekend. You know my name. Bye-bye.